to bring our honoree to the stage. Please welcome to our stage, Vin Diesel.
Fraction of the worldwide fans you have, a superstar who's achieved so much and is so young. I especially cannot wait to see him in Kojak. Who else is excited about that? So on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, on behalf of my colleagues, Council members Tom LaBonge, City Council President Herb Wesson, and Mayor Eric Garcetti, I'd like to present to Vin Diesel this certificate of recognition. If you could please step around. And this has been Diesel Day in Hollywood and Los Angeles.
You gotta wait, that's on my script. Alright, let me tell you about our next speaker. She's a versatile actress known for her ability to combine her physicality with a natural beauty and underscore sex appeal. Her big break came with the hit indie film Girl Fight. She went on to star in The Fast and Furious opposite Vin. She rejoined The Fast and Furious in 2009 for its fourth installment, and most recently starred in the box office smash hit Fast and Furious 6. Her other credits include Avatar, Lost, Blue Crush, SWAT, Resident Evil, Battle Los Angeles, and many more. You will next see her in Machete Kills. Please welcome the one and only Michelle Rodriguez.
People forget to dream. This guy, he looks at the impossible and says, when do we start? When do we manifest destiny? Let's take this impossibility and dreamweave something amazing. And that's what I've always loved about Vin. On top of the fact that you know I'm a big feminist, and this guy is surrounded by strong, powerful women, and he is unmoved by it. It's like an everyday thing for him. He's never intimidated by strength, and his treatment of women. You know, you've always treated me like a queen, man, and you know what? To the death, I will always, always cherish our friendship. You are a great man, and I am pleased to be here and be present on a day where the world gets to share that same emotion. You know, this celebration of this guy who just has this childlike heart and amazing excitement about the industry, about storytelling, about sharing, you know, amazing adventures with the world. And that's what he does. And he really, really enjoys it. He genuinely loves what he does for a living. And that's a rare thing in this business, you know, where a lot of people can, you know, sometimes be, you know, consumed by the power, by the money, by the vanity. You know, he just really loves storytelling. And he loves every single race on this planet. Every single race on this planet. Black, white, Asian, American, Hispanic, and, you know, woman, man, he doesn't care, animal, beast. You know, any creature, you know, fathomed with life and breath in it, he will cherish it and tell stories about it. And that's why I love this man to my grave.
In Hollywood.
Good morning, everyone. What can I say after so many wonderful things have been said? that I'm extremely grateful. If we were shooting a scene right now and these cars were going by, we'd never get a takeoff. I just want to say, well, there's so much I want to say. All night I was thinking about all the different anecdotes and all the different stories I could tell to try to give some perspective. The fact that my parents are here. I remember when I was 8 years old, I had already been acting for a year. And my father was taking it a little bit more serious than I was. And on Saturday mornings, he would wake us up at 8 o'clock to go up to 86th Street to do the Charleston at a place called the Amos Repertory. And we didn't want to go. We wanted to keep our Saturdays for ourselves, but my father would wake us up and force my twin brother and I to get on the train and go up to a place called the Amos Repertory. For 7 years after that, I had been struggling trying to make a name in off-Broadway plays. And I was so frustrated with the lack of ability to perform and to be artistic that right before Flashdance came out, I became a break dancer. And I would make money by taking the hat off my head and stretching my arm and walking around the crowd and saying, essentially, did I perform well enough for you to give me $1? Thank you. There's so many anecdotes, there's so many stories that go back to my grandmother Carmen, who talked my mother out of having an abortion. Thank you, Grandma Carmen. I wish you could see this right now, Grandma Carmen. It was a good decision. It was a good decision. The people that I've been fortunate enough to work with, I guess have always looked past the exterior and the ambiguity that my existence represents. When I was in my mother's stomach, it was still illegal in parts of America for people of color and white people to procreate. And there was a bill passed called Loving versus Virginia that was passed while I was in my mother's womb that eradicated that old law. So I guess I was illegal in the womb. And then when I was born, America had come to their senses. The multifacial film I made was a short film, and it was out of desperation to be artistic. Everyone had known me just as a bouncer in New York because I wasn't able to get any work. I was getting off-Broadway work, but there was something too ambiguous about the way I looked that would prevent me from ever getting a star, that would prevent me from ever getting a Hollywood star. And I talk about that subject in the short film Multifacial. So there's something very surreal that my father could be here, who taught me everything about acting, who was a theater director in Brooklyn before I was born, and somehow believed that I had something special, even when performing arts didn't accept me for the actors program, and I've been acting for 7 years. I say that just to remind the world that sometimes setbacks and sometimes closed doors could fuel you in a way as opposed to defeat you. There's a great saying, you will face many defeats in life, but you yourself should never be defeated. And I guess I used that mantra even when I first came to Hollywood, and I was lucky enough to come across Stacy Laniello, my manager for so long, who was the first person to believe in me, who actually helped me get to Sundance, because I had a film that got accepted into Sundance, but I didn't have the money to finish the movie. And Stacy's company at the time said, if you let us manage you, we'll give you the finishing funds so that you can go to Sundance. If they didn't give me the finishing funds, I never would have been able to go to the dramatic competition in Sundance. I guess I'm talking too much because you're all here. And I feel like this is such a monumental day and such a special occasion. And I mean, I was joking last night thinking, okay, I'm going to take that star and I'm going to double down and I'm going to get Hannibal the Conqueror. So take this star and give me Barca. Give me Barca while my father can still come to the premiere. The people that I've worked with have been a family to me. I've worked with many studios, but that true definition of family never came to me, never was really realized until I worked with Universal. The very name Universal speaks to the idea of multiculturalism. And the idea that they were willing to make Fast and Furious, the Fast and Furious saga, such a multicultural film, such a multicultural franchise, spoke volumes to me. They have been, these stars are so strange to receive because you're receiving it on behalf of everybody that's been a part of your reality, everybody that's been a part of your work. Every actor, every actress that's been in a scene with me, it lent that passion and lent that conviction that would allow for that magic to happen in the scene. So without the Jordana Brewsters, without Lorenz Tates, without Michelle Rodriguez, none of those scenes would have been realized. The magic wouldn't have been able to be performed. Without the team at Universal that has believed in me more than anybody has believed in me in Hollywood, none of these films would have come to light. It would have sounded crazy to any other studio to make a fourth Fast and Furious. And it would have sounded ludicrous to make a fifth Fast and Furious. And now, we're literally a week away from shooting Fast 7. And I don't know if it's only because of the public or if it's because the executives at the studio are dying to see what happens next. The most important thing about today, aside from the fact that I have my family here, the people that I love, I couldn't have done this without Valentino. I couldn't have done this without Samantha. I couldn't have done this without the Mayan Queen. And I couldn't have done this without my little Noche and Vincent, who I love so much. And as my daughter says, dreams do come true. Thank you all so much. I could stay here and I feel like I'm in such a comfortable forum. I never thought it would be here on... I never thought it would be here in public on a corner. But I guess in some strange way, 30 years ago, I made my living by dancing on corners like this with crowds smaller than this. But the crowds that bled into the street and stopped traffic. 30 years ago, my heart was singing because I was able to, in spite of the fact that the casting directors and the industry couldn't find a role for me, my heart was singing because I was able to perform out of love to all of you, to an audience on the street with my boombox and my hat ready to open up, and I had some good jokes that said, if you don't have cash, I do take credit cards. And 30 years later to be here in front of all of you with so many people that I love, so many people that are part of the team. Again, none of this would be possible without Universal. Universal has been there time and time again. They believed in Fast. They believed in Riddick. And the coolest thing of all is that they believe in a Carthaginian general. So much so that they believed in the Barca trilogy.
We probably won't do the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Diesel.
Are you shooting video?
Patrick, can you come back?
Yeah, he's going to watch my
Mr. Diesel.
Just the family.
No, we can get pictures. All right, guys.
And to the right, let's see B. To the right.
Not looking at this side.
Everyone to your right, please.
There you go.
Guys, hold in this in, guys. Big smile.
And pass to your right.
And to the right.
What happened to the lady?
Yeah, if it was clear. That's why they're
Off the brow.
Charity. What did you want?
But have them look our way.
Can you still break down?
Then to your right. Right.
To your right, please. To your right.